After sending major shockwaves through the NFL with allegations of racial discrimination in his hiring practices, as well as incentives to tank in a lawsuit against the league, former Miami Dolphins head coach and longtime NFL assistant Brian Flores was looking at potentially giving up his career in the league as he tries to make a better league for his peers in the end. Let's see what he has to say now. First up, Brian Flores feeling grateful to be coaching in Steelers organization. Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, made sure Flores didn't have to give up his career while trying to create a better world inside the league for minority coaches. Seizing upon what seemed like a golden opportunity, Tomlin added Flores to his coaching staff back in February, giving the team yet another great defensive mind to lean on in the coaching staff, making the Steelers even stronger. Now in his first training camp as the senior defensive assistant and linebacker coach in the black and gold, Flores is feeling fortunate and grateful to be a member of the coaching staff under Tomlin within the Steelers organization. He spoke about his recent experience with the Steelers to 102.5 WDVE's Mike Pursuta, according to audio via iHeartRadio's YouTube page. Flores said to Pursuta that it was awesome to coach football again. That's what he's always been passionate about, and it's what he loves to do the most. He's enjoying every aspect of it, and it's fun to be out there. The coach feels extremely fortunate, and he's grateful to Mike Tomlin and his organization. He expressed that he's simply just excited to get out there every day and do whatever he can to help this team win. It's safe to say that following the filing of the lawsuit against the NFL, teams weren't exactly knocking on the door to bring Flores into the fold. According to his comments on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, and Channing Crowder, Tomlin ended up being that guy for him, and after speaking with Flores, Tomlin offered him full support. In the end, the decision to add Flores to the coaching staff made the Steelers better in the long run, which was Tomlin's main goal. While Flores is fortunate and grateful to have a job with a stable organization like the Steelers, especially under a future Hall of Fame head coach like Tomlin, the Steelers might actually be the ones feeling grateful and fortunate to have a defensive mind like Flores in the mix at the end of the day, or at least for the rest of the 2022 season. Next, Steelers plan to keep on winning. The Pittsburgh Steelers are all about consistency. This can be seen from the virtual lifetime appointments afforded to their head coaches, to the ownership of the founding Rooney family, to the peaceful training camp surroundings at their traditional summer home, St. Vincent College. And that's not all. The on-field success has been a regular addition as well, judging from their 6 Super Bowl titles alone. But this is a training camp of change for the team as they move on from the 18-year quarterbacking reign of Ben Roethlisberger, the 6-time Pro Bowl selection and 2-time Super Bowl winner, who retired after last season. Cameron Hayward, the veteran defensive lineman, said this week that there are different questions to be asked. No one's wondering who the number 2 quarterback is. They want to know who's number 1. At every practice, the team focuses on the players to keep learning and get better. It's a pretty different feel from their previous seasons. Tomlin enters his 16th year with the franchise without a losing season on his head coaching record. Even at times when it appeared last season that Roethlisberger had played 1 year too long, Tomlin managed to get the Steelers into the AFC playoffs barely at 9-7-1 before they lost in the very first round to the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Weidel, the Pittsburgh native and longtime Steelers intern who rejoined the organization in May as the assistant general manager, said that the organization was indeed the gold standard of gold standards. The team has an expectation and standard to live up to, and their primary goal here is to win number 7. Plus, how Mitchell Trubisky feels about joining the Steelers. Roethlisberger's successor will most likely be Mitchell Trubisky, the number 2 selection during the 2017 NFL draft for the Chicago Bears. He signed with the Steelers as a free agent back in March after 1 season as the backup to Buffalo Bills star Josh Allen. The Steelers also have holdover backup Mason Rudolph, as well as a rookie Kenny Pickett, the University of Pittsburgh product, who was the only quarterback taken in the first round of this year's NFL draft. But the starting job seemed like it was definitely Trubisky's from the moment he picked the Steelers over the New York Giants in free agency. There had been speculation in the past that he might head over to New York after the Giants hired Bills executive Joe Schoen as the general manager and Brian Daboll, Buffalo's offensive coordinator, as the head coach. Trubisky expressed that to be in the offense and staying with them would have been a lot of fun, and it'd certainly have given them an advantage. Still, this is one of the spots that he'd circled in free agency. They wanted to have him here, and this is where he wanted to be as well. So he just felt like it was all working out the way it was supposed to. This remains easily the best opportunity for him to get back in the field and compete to win a lot of games. Trubisky was widely labeled a bust with the Bears, failing to live up to the expectation that accompanied the team surprisingly drafting him at such a lofty spot. He'd never won a playoff game with Chicago, and the Bears declined to exercise the fifth-year option in his rookie contract. And now for some other related news. Firstly, Cleveland Browns Deshaun Watson suspended in 11 games. The NFL and Players Association have agreed to suspend Deshaun Watson, the Cleveland Browns quarterback, for 11 regular season games without pay. He'll also be fined $5 million. The player was accused of sexual misconduct by more than 24 women. According to the agreement, Watson's set to undergo a professional evaluation by behavioral experts and would follow their treatment program. Watson recently told the media that he's moving on with his career in life and would continue to stand by his innocence. He said that just because settlements and deals happen doesn't mean that person is guilty of anything. He added, "I feel like the person has the opportunity to stand on his innocence and prove that, and we proved that on the legal side, and we've just got to continue to push forward as an individual and as a person." Yeah, okay. 24 civil lawsuits were filed against the quarterback, out of which 23 have been settled confidentially. 2 grand juries in Texas have declined to charge him criminally. Watson had violated the NFL's personal conduct policy in private meetings with massage therapists during his time with the Houston Texans. League Commissioner Roger Goodell called Watson's behavior predatory and egregious. Next, NFL decides on the potential punishment for Aaron Donald. Earlier today, a brawl broke out between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams, just months after the two teams had squared off in the Super Bowl. They were back at it this week for joint practices. Unfortunately, things turned ugly when a fight broke out. Star defensive tackle Aaron Donald was caught in a video swinging a pair of helmets at the Bengals player during the scrum. The football world immediately campaigned that Donald should receive a suspension, probably like the one Myles Garrett received for his actions against the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 2019. A league source reported that the clubs would handle the matter, so the league won't be getting involved, just like it always has been. Garrett had received an indefinite suspension that cost him the final 6 games of the 2019 season after he ripped the helmet off of Mason Rudolph, the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, and hit him with it. It seems like this time the Rams might let Donald off with the fine. Lastly, the football world reacts to Chiefs in-game Lynn Dawson tribute. The Kansas City Chiefs honored the late Lynn Dawson with a special huddle during Thursday's preseason game against the Green Bay Packers. It was known as the choir huddle, and it's how Dawson would huddle up his offense back when he played. Current Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes was out on the field for that moment. Dawson passed away at the age of 87 on Wednesday after he entered hospice care in Kansas City last week. He had led the Chiefs to their first Super Bowl title back in 1969 when they took down the Minnesota Vikings 23-7. He played in Kansas City for 14 seasons from 1962 to 1975 before he retired following the 1975 season. The legendary player was even honored in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1987. And that's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Brian Flores coaching for the Steelers? Do you think the team can win again for the 7th time? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.